If you are a new or beginner notary and you want to know, how can I make money as a notary? Okay, I have the stamp. I keep hearing about all the things that I can do to make money as a notary, but I have no idea what my options actually are. Then you are in the right place. That is what I'm going to break down in today's video. Hi, I'm Tara Dakota. I am your notary business coach and your notary bestie, and I help new and beginner notaries make more money with their stamp. So if that is you and something that you are trying to do and accomplish, then you're in the right place. Make sure that you go ahead and click like and subscribe. I post new videos twice a week helping notaries make more money with their stamp. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do to make more money as a notary, you want to step away from just doing general notary work and begin specializing in high ticket services. So your loan signings, your trust delivery or estate signings, and your apostille facilitator services. For example, those are just three of the many high ticket services that you can offer as a notary. You want to specialize in 1 to 3 high ticket services so that you are not just subject to making the state mandated fees that the Secretary of State establishes for every notary in each state. So the first high ticket service that you can specialize in as a notary, and you've probably already heard about this. So the first high ticket service that you can offer as a notary public is loan signings. So that is working with escrow officers, title officers, lenders, realtors, professionals in the real estate industry, helping them close real estate loans. So think your purchases, your refinances, your sales. So whether that is residential or commercial properties that are being purchased or sold, loan signing agents, they work with professionals in the real estate industry, such as escrow and title officers, to close these documents. This is a very critical service. There's not a real estate loan in America that can close without a notary. And this is something that can earn you anywhere from $75 to $250 or even more per signing. Your next high ticket service is going to be trust delivery or estate planning signings. As a notary, you can work with estate planning attorneys when they are putting together trust for their clients, whether it's a 1-person trust, 2-person trust, or whether they're just signing a deed within their trust. They work with notaries to close these signings. It is a very specialized service. Not everyone knows how to approach or close estate planning documents. And so you want to make sure that you learn how to do this and that you offer this as a service and that you're marketing this to estate planning attorneys because they need this service, and there's just not enough notaries to service all the estate planning attorneys and just the magnitude of the need for estate planning signings and trust delivery. For this service, you can make anywhere from about $100 to $250 on average for doing a trust delivery or estate planning signing. Another high ticket service that you can offer as a notary is an apostille facilitator or an apostille agent, which means that you are working with clients who need their documents. So whether that is their vital records, business documents, or any other professional or private documents, if they plan on using this document abroad, it more than likely needs to go to the apostille certification process first. And so what you would do is act as a facilitator. Right? As a notary, you are not the one certifying the document. As an apostille agent or facilitator, you'll work with the client to go ahead and certify their documents with the Secretary of State, Department of State, or any U.S. consulate or embassy. So if they have a U.S. document that's going to be used abroad, as an apostille agent, you are just helping them facilitate that process. You are not certifying the document as a notary. That is something only the Secretary of State, the Department of State, or the U.S. Embassy can do. As an apostille agent, you can make anywhere from $150 to over $1,000 for one single apostille service. Now, this depends on the service that you're offering, whether it's standard service, rush service, same-day service, whether you are apostilling just one document or several documents. This depends on a number of factors. So there's really no one price or one small range of price that you can make as an apostille agent. It can literally go to over $1,000 if you're working with a large packet or if you're working with, say, business clients. The second thing that you want to do to begin making more money as a notary is by becoming clear on your target audience. Who who are you marketing to? Who are you servicing? Who are you trying to get business from? If you're deciding that you're going to specialize in, say, loan signings, who are you getting your business from, right? Your escrow officers, your title offices, your lenders who have close relationship with escrow officers, even realtors. If you are in an attorney state, real estate attorneys is another great source of business if you are doing loan signings. So you want to know what you specialize in and who has the business, right? And so if you are a trust delivery agent, if you're an estate planning signing agent, then you want to go to estate planning attorneys to get that business. And even within that specialty, you want to even niche down what estate planning attorneys are you marketing to, because you're not for everybody and everybody is not for you. So you want to be clear on who exactly you're speaking to, who exactly needs your services, so that you know who to market to and how to market to them. And you also want to know, how do you make their job easier, right? There are literally 4 million notaries in the US, okay? How are you different from another notary? Why should they work with you instead of the notary that is also emailing them? Because these are people who get tens of emails from notaries every single day, trying to market to them, trying to get their business. And so you want to make sure that you are clear on your point of difference. How are you making their job easier? How are you making their lives easier? How are you making their clients' lives easier? What can you bring to the table that another notary can't? Are you specialized? Are you certified in something? Do you hold an additional license that may give you certain insight to certain parts of the process that someone who is just a notary may not have? You want to get clear on how you are an asset to their business and sharpen your value offer, okay? You don't just say, hey, I'm a notary. If you need a mobile notary, or if you need a loan signing agent, or if you need someone to notarize documents for your client, I can go to wherever they are and meet your client and notarize these documents for them. You and every other notary, okay? Be clear on what truly makes you different from someone else who's marketing the same exact service that you are marketing. Do you know how to do this process? Do you have certain years of experience? Have you closed a certain amount of loans, for example, if you're a loan signing agent? If you have worked with estate planning attorneys or any attorney in any specialty, do you have certain insight to what their day-to-day is like and what they specifically need that another notary might not, right? You want to make sure that you are mentioning these things and you're making clear that you have this advantage and you hold this advantage and you can bring this advantage to their business, to what it is that they are offering to their client. Because ultimately, how you show up and do your job and how you ultimately represent them can really make or break them continuing to get business from this particular client or for this particular company, because of the service that their client had, because of the experience that their client had. Another way to make money as a notary is by diversifying your income streams. Do not pigeonhole yourself into just doing general notary work. But on that note, you don't want to be a one-stop shop, right? Yes, you want to have some high-ticket services that you offer, and yes, you also want to keep yourself available for general notary work to fill the gaps in your schedule should they arise. But what you don't want to do is be a one-stop shop. You don't want to be a notary who, you do general notary work, you do loan signings, you are an apostille agent, you are also a trust delivery agent, you also do permit running, you also do business document notarization. You also work with medical offices. You don't want to be a one-stop shop. You don't want to be the notary that does everything for everyone. It is very hard to keep up with your book of business when you are a one-stop shop. Number one, it's very hard to communicate your value and get your value across and really communicate how you can be an asset to their business, because if you do everything, you must not be very good at the one thing that I need you for. So you want to keep that in mind as well. People don't want a multi-hyphenate when it comes to certain specialized work. They want someone who is specialized. They want someone who knows what they're doing. They want someone who is well versed in what it is that they do. Right? You do not want to be a one-stop shop. That is a mistake that a lot of new notaries and beginner notaries make, where you get nervous and you feel like in order to bring business in the door, I have to be able to work with anybody who may want me to notarize something. And that is not true. That is not true. You want to focus on your high-ticket services and market to them specifically and get really good at those. That is where your money is as a notary. It's not in doing everything for everyone and wearing every hat. You will burn yourself out and make very little money. And the final thing that you want to do to begin making more money as a notary is marketing to direct business. If you're already a notary, then you know that there are a lot of signing services and notary databases that you can join and you can be a part of so that you can get work pushed to you. And every other notary is also signed up on these databases. And while this is a great place to start and to get your feet wet and to begin working with the public and working with clients and building your skill set, you do have to share the service fee with the service that you're using, right? They also have to be paid. They also have to make money. And so you're not really keeping the full fee. And so say you are on SnapDocs, you might get a signing through a signing service, and that signing service may pay you $75, but as a signing service, they were paid $150 to $200 for this loan signing, and they paid you a fee out of that full fee that they're receiving, right? Versus if you were to market directly to the escrow officer, if you were to market directly to the estate planning attorney, then you can get that full 150, that full 250, that full fee, because you are getting the business directly from the person who has the business instead of getting it through a third party, right? So again, this is a great place to start out. This is a great place to get your feet wet, a great place to build your skill set. But if you want to make the most money that you can possibly make per appointment, you want to go ahead and begin marketing to direct business. And you also want to get creative with your marketing, right? You want to not just show up and say, hey, I'm a notary. Here's my business card. Let me know if you have any business that comes in, right? When I first started out and I was really getting myself out there and I was ready to do direct business, I had worked with so many signing services. I think my first like 200 signings were strictly through signing services because I was afraid that what if I get the direct business, I mess up and I ruin this reputation, I ruin this business relationship forever. My first one out the gate, I do it incorrectly or I miss a stamp or I miss a signature and they miss a deadline. I had all these fears going through my head. And so I stayed stuck in that signing service box for a really long time. And so when I was ready to begin marketing direct, I was like, okay, I really want to stand out because I knew that loan signing was getting really popular and a lot of notaries were beginning to market direct. And so something that I began to do, because I was in a notary group on Facebook. In a notary group, they would always talk about bring donuts. Everyone would always recommend bring donuts, bring donuts, bring donuts. And so what would happen is I would see that escrow officers were kind of getting a little they weren't getting annoyed, but they were kind of like, okay, another box of donuts, right? They weren't really moved by the whole, hey, I just wanted to bring donuts by and drop off my business cards, good morning, enjoy for breakfast, and then leave. Because everybody was doing it, and so you want to get creative. And so what I started to do, I started to bring bagels. So I had flyers that not only had my contact information and let them know how to get in touch with me should they want to book me, but I also had a blurb about my experience, how many loans I had closed, what I can bring to the table. I had a picture of myself so that they can see how I present myself as a professional. And I would bring the bagels and I would write bagel jokes on the back of my posters. Really corny, really cheesy bagel jokes, but I would write bagel jokes. And I remember I Googled a bunch of bagel jokes and I wrote a different bagel joke on each card because I wanted it to feel personal. But I would bring by bagels early in the morning with different flavors of cream cheese and all the things that, and they really enjoyed it. They really enjoyed it. The response that I would get when I first started bringing donuts, people were like, okay, yeah, thanks. But the response that I got when it came to the bagels, they were just like, oh my God, we love the bagels. And it was just such a change too. And who doesn't love bagels? And then I had the really corny bagel jokes. And so when I followed up with them, I had something to start a conversation about. It was just hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the bagels. And, please excuse my corny bagel jokes. I can never pass a corny joke up. Right. And then I would kind of get into my pitch, my value offer, my value proposition. But I would start off with that and I always got a response. Very few people ignored me, if any at all, right? And so you want to get a little bit creative with your marketing. So if you want to try the bagels with the poster with the corny bagel joke on the back, you can totally run with that idea. But just trying something that's different. If you're in notary groups or people are talking about, this is how I market, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm trying. If you see that everyone is talking about donuts, or if you see that everyone is talking about bagels, try something different. And another thing you want to keep in mind when you are marketing to direct business is your presentation. You want to make sure that when you're showing up, you're very polished, you look very professional, you look like someone that they want to face their clients in a closing, that someone that they want to represent them in a closing, okay? You want to make sure that you are pulled together and you are professional. Do not just go very casual, like, oh, I'm just going to go drop off business cards and I'm just going to wear, this shirt and, just these pants. No. You want to make sure that you look the part of a professional that they can trust to represent them well at the closing table with their clients. If you have any more questions about how to make more money as a new or beginner notary, make sure that you drop your comments below, and I'm going to go ahead and reply to everyone that asks a question. And if you have not already hit the subscribe button, make sure that you are subscribed. Again, I'll be posting 2 times a week. So there's going to be a lot of training, a lot of information, a lot of all of that coming at you. So make sure that you are not missing it, and hit the bell notifications so that you're getting those notifications and you know when I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you on the next one.